Let's all take a deep breath. Welcome to day 8 of C.P.R. Just let your mind relax and surrender to this next 15 minutes. So as you breathe, just give yourself the gift of relaxation. Relax your mind. Let go of all your thoughts from yesterday, all your thoughts from this morning. Let go of anything coming up today. Let go of the future. Recognize that you are here, right in this perfect space for you to know the truth of exactly who you are. And to just let whatever comes up to come up, whatever wants to be answered, and anything that wants to be questioned, question away. So take another deep breath. And just drop yourself into this work before us today. Okay, everybody. So yesterday I asked you to choose an affirmation and then make sense out of it. Pay attention to those enemy outposts in your head. Make sense of it, and then also pay attention to when you hear the contradictory things being said, when you hear yourself arguing with the very thing you're trying to believe. So how did that play out for you all? How was the day for you? Did you remember things? My alarm went off every hour, so I was able to look at whatever came up and then hear whatever wanted to be said in that moment. So I'm going to go to the blogs quickly. So the first blog I read was primarily about editing myself for fear of doing something wrong. It's an interesting thing. If you find somewhere in your mind, you find a belief that literally holds you back or stops you, then there's some core belief in there that is functioning. There's some core belief in you that is holding that affirmation in place, holding that truth in place, such as, I have to edit myself because I'm so afraid I'm going to make a mistake. Well, there's some kind of belief in there about perfection or about your own self-worth. And I love that you worked through it and wrote at the end, it's very freeing to know that I don't have to fix everything. When we use these affirmations, when we hear the argument coming up from the other side, that's our chance right there to start arguing against the argument, to start saying, no, that's not the truth. And there's a blog in here that did it brilliantly today. Actually, it's the next one. So I'm a successful Hollywood writer. And if you look at the blogs, and I hope you all do read each other's blogs, if you look at his blog, he gave a dialogue. Well, he's a Hollywood screenwriter. Of course he did a dialogue. He did a dialogue of, here's my line, and here's what that voice in my head said. And here's, I'm going to say it again, and it said it again. And the great thing was, it was a great argument back and forth. But the question I got as I was reading it, I'm like, so who's going to win this argument? And that's the thing to start thinking about for yourself. Who's going to win the argument in my head? Who's going to win? When I say I am a successful Hollywood screenwriter and I have no proof in the physical world to prove it, who's going to win that? Very often, the relative world wins hands down because they prove it. Here it is. But folks, it's fake news out there. That's fake news. That's what fake news is. The news you tell yourself about your life when the truth of who you are is so clear. And I loved that Sandy fought it, and he basically won the truth. And I love that his affirmation, I am a successful Hollywood screenwriter. And finally at the end, the other voice in his head said, all right, well, if you're going to argue this much, I guess you are. And that's where you want to get to. All right, I guess I am successful. I guess I am prosperous. I guess I am good at what I do. That's you. It's up to you to argue that down. And I love all the alarms that you all set. I create abundance in every moment. There's so Ryan Kiefer wrote this great blog, and he said this, and this is a wonderful quote. It's almost impossible to worry or to be neurotic, etc., when you have a higher focus, power at work within your mind. He said it was as though there was a sign on my mind, meeting in progress, or do not disturb, and anything outside of my standards was kept outside. That's what this is about. That's what this entire 30 days is about. You and me, all of us, insisting on only entertaining the truth. If you're going to do a song and a dance, do it for the truth. Don't do it for your limitations. And that's what it takes. 30 days of this type of work. A meeting in progress on your head. Do not disturb. If you are not up to what I want out of my life, don't even bother. There's a good one. Don't even bother. So I love Diane's air conditioning story. Very funny. But you know what, Diane? And I know you said you didn't get to do all the work you wanted to do yesterday because you had a great opportunity and the air conditioning broke down and you were trying to figure out how to make vegan food for people, which is good. I'm glad you're learning that because I am now a vegan. You can cook for me anytime. Life is what we're doing here. It's not enough for us to just sit here and understand all this for 15 minutes, then get off the phone and have to go live our life. You didn't do that. You actually lived your life from what we're doing here. That's what this is all about. Doing life from the perspective of prosperity. So she had an idea that popped up into her head. Wait, my neighbor knows how to fix an air conditioner. Hey, could you fix this? He fixed it. All done. Why did that idea come up? Because your mind is open. Your mind is open from doing this work to your highest good. That's what you're working on here, folks. Keeping your mind so clear that when you are living your life, it is so, as he said, meeting in progress, you are so busy knowing the truth that the truth has nowhere else to go but up through you. So thank you for that air conditioning story. And Joyce, I love Joyce finding 2 crunched up $100 bills at a gas station. And her affirmation is money comes from everywhere. Well, there's a great everywhere. At the gas station, under her tire. How perfect can that be? So, and then I want to close with Ryan's affirmation that he put at the end of the blog. It says, the good of the universe overflows in all corners of my life. Just take a deep breath, everyone, and listen to this affirmation. The good of the universe overflows in all corners of my life. Relationships, health, creativity, finances, joy, adventure, peace, and I joyfully give to others from a place of joy and gratitude. I set the highest example for others to follow. Now, if you just sit with that for a moment, your mind may say, do I? Do I set the highest example for others to follow? You know, I see all of your faces on here this morning, and I know all of you. And yes, you are. You're sitting here today setting an example for yourself to follow. That what you are hearing is the truth, and that's where I live my life from. So Eckhart Tolle said this, always say yes to the present moment. Surrender to what is. So I want you to look at your life right now, no matter what it looks like, and surrender to it. Surrender to what is. Don't fight it. Don't get into a big argument. Don't be tackling your circumstances to the ground, because all you do then, you're just looking at 2 idiots on the floor tackling each other. All the things that you want to tackle and you for deciding to tackle them. So the question is, are you willing to surrender to the present moment? That means surrender to everything right the way it is right now. Say yes to life, he says, and see how life starts suddenly to start working for you rather than against you. Yes, there are outposts in your head knowing the exact opposite of what you want to know. Your job isn't to fight them down, kill them and get them to the ground. No. When I say argue against them, I don't mean pick an argument with them. I mean stand firm in the truth of what you know. So what do you say yes to in your life? Just look at your life. What do you say yes to? Do you say yes to hard work? Do you say yes to not having enough time to do the things you want to do? Do you say yes to being in relationships that don't support you? Or do you say yes to love? Do you say yes to opulence, success? Do you say yes to overflowing joy in your life? You're saying yes to every single thing that shows up in your life. So right now, right here in this moment, I want you to decide to say yes to what is unfolding in your life. Say yes to the good that is unfolding in your life. Say yes to everything that you are putting into the work we do here. Say yes to your life unfolding perfectly. Don't wait to see if it is. Just say yes to it. My life is unfolding perfectly. When I say that, I'm not saying it and then looking to see if it's true. I'm saying it and making it true. So yesterday, your job was to make sense out of your affirmation. And I also mentioned yesterday that your job was to design your day around your affirmation. Design your life around your affirmation. Design your life around the truth of your life. So I'm going to give you an acronym for the word design. And you might want to write this down. It's a fun one. So design. Do everything saturated in gratitude now. Do everything saturated in gratitude now. That's you designing your life. Gratitude is a prosperity magnet. When you are grateful and you don't get into your curmudgeon-y, is that a word? Probably. Get into your complaining. Remember, there's no complaining. You don't get into that, oh, this shouldn't be like that, that shouldn't be like that. And God forbid, we all have friends who love to complain with us. Sometimes that's the best thing to do with a glass of wine, I've noticed for people. They just pick up the glass of wine and every argument, every complaint pours out right after that half a glass is drunk. So the question is, are you willing to be saturated in gratitude no matter what? Recognizing, believing, and knowing that gratitude is a prosperity magnet. Do everything saturated in gratitude now. I guarantee you, you can find gratitude for everything. Everything. So yesterday I asked you, how would your behavior change if you believed your life was unfolding perfectly? If you believed your life was unfolding perfectly. Because guess what? What we think we believe and what we choose to believe are two very different things. So I'm looking at you all right now, and I'm looking at, some of your faces pop up more than others as I'm sitting here, but I'm looking at Gail, I'm looking at Debbie, I'm looking at Andrea, I'm looking at Dee, I'm looking at all of you, and I'm saying, what do you think you believe? Now, we prove to ourselves that we believe these things. I believe this. This is what I believe. I believe this. But what if we disabused ourselves of thinking that we knew what we believed and we started to just choose what we believed? It's like, what if you just stripped yourself naked and walked into a store and then chose what you were going to wear today? Now, let's say that the store is empty and it's just you, just for decency's sake. But that you're just standing there going, I'm going to choose what I'm going to wear today. I'm not stuck with the clothes in my closet, just like you're not stuck with the beliefs in your head. Choose them, design them, be the truth of your life. So how do we turn words into beliefs? Because let's just get to the core of this work, what we're doing. How do I turn my words into beliefs, right? So CPR could seem like just a bunch of words to people. And it is, it's a bunch of words until those words become beliefs. Your words are just words until the words become beliefs. So how do you do it? How do you take the words and make them into beliefs? Beliefs that work for you. Okay, so let's take the belief that sits at the center of most religions. All there is God. The Catholics teach it, the Protestants teach it, the Buddhists teach it, the Muslims teach it. The Jewish faith is centered on all there is God. That is all there is God. Although the Buddhists don't call it God. But all there is this energy, right? So if all there is that, then I have to be part of that. So if that's just a belief, maybe not mine, but their words, all there is God. But then I go, wait a minute, if all there is God, then I guess that's what I am. And then there's nothing else. So all of me is God. All of me is God because there's nothing else. So all there is of me is God. Whatever version of God you ascribe to, energy, love, whatever it is. Same thing with prosperity. We have to understand prosperity is an energy inherent in everything. The universe is constantly moving. We prove that scientifically. So if that's the truth and every cell in my body is this energy, this prosperity, that's who I must be. It's who I am. So why affirmations then? Affirmations are reminders of who we are. So here's an affirmation. What do you think of this? Everything about me is powerful. Just say that to yourself. Everything about me is powerful. Not everything good about me, not all of my strengths, everything about me is powerful. I was watching a documentary yesterday on Joe Biden, and we have something in common. We both lost a daughter. He also lost a wife, and he lost a son. And one of the things he said was that his grief became one of his power tools, his empathy for people, knowing what they were feeling. That's what I'm talking about. Everything about you is powerful. Everything, if you turn it into the power that you are. So, big question here. Do I deserve prosperity? Well, I want to get rid of the word deserve out of your vocabulary, because it's not, do you deserve prosperity? If you want to look at deserving in that context, you deserve everything. But are you equal to it? That's another question. Because in this world of creative energy and your mind, it's not whether you deserve it. That's a given. Are you equal to it? If you're equal to it, you deserve it. So get rid of this old idea of what it means to be deserving. Just constantly ask yourself, am I equal to this? And the answer to that is yes, but am I living at that level of being equal to it? Am I equal to the prosperity that I say I am when I keep thinking these other thoughts? The answer then is no, because where your mind goes, so goes your life. So get rid of the word deserving, start using the word, am I equal to this? In mind, which brings me to this idea today, surrender. When you know who you are, it's pretty easy to surrender to the truth, because you're surrendering to a power. The definition for surrender is to give oneself up into the power of another, to give up completely. But what I'd like to bring forward today with this understanding of surrender is that I surrender to my best self, my highest self. I surrender to the highest version of me. So I want you to give up the false ideas you have about yourself today. How would it look for you to just surrender to your affirmation? That's just surrendering to the truth. When I say my life is unfolding perfectly, I mean my life is unfolding perfectly no matter what. I surrender to that. I cannot even consider that it's not unfolding perfectly, no matter what. In the most dire moments of my life, and I know most of you know what those are, because most of you have shared them with me, I never gave up the idea that my life was unfolding perfectly, and so was everyone around me. I don't even consider it. That's being spiritually relentless, and resentless, spiritually relentless. I constantly remind myself of the truth, constantly, period. And I do not step off of it even on special occasions. So briefly, let's talk about resistance. How resistant are you to allowing spiritual logic to take over your life? Spiritual logic. That means you got to get out of the rags, you know, the grocery store rags. You got to get out of the Enquirer and step into the truth. Okay. So the message to your mind, messages you send to your mind. That's what these affirmations are. And you know what else your mind needs today? A good massage. Wouldn't you love a beautiful massage today? Wouldn't you just, I know Tiffany would, wouldn't you love a beautiful massage today where a massage therapist just comes in and gets all the knots out of your body? I'm actually trying, I think I'm talking myself into this. Well, you need to do the same thing with your mind today. Get the knots out. I'm not enough. I'm not smart. I'm not young enough. I'm not good with money. You need to massage your mind and get the knots out. There's nothing that you should put I'm not in front of, unless it's going to be like, I'm not angry. I'm not poor. That's fine. Those knots you can leave in. But get rid of the knots that are holding you back. Work them out. Today, I want you to work with the word, the idea, surrender. Surrender to your affirmation. Surrender to the spiritual truth that you are greatness. Just greatness ready to be revealed on demand. Today, during the day, keep checking to see if you are actually surrendering to your affirmation, therefore surrendering to a core belief that you want. So what does it mean to surrender? Notice the resistance and overcome it. Give it up completely. Give it up completely. Give up the excuses. Give up the yeah buts. Go back to Diane's air conditioner. You could just say my air conditioner broke and my meeting's going to just suck. No, something else came in. Oh, wait, this person can fix this. That's how life works when you are on purpose, on point. So give all of that up. Give up the ordinary logic that holds you back and move over to something that really holds you firm, and that's the spiritual truth. As Ernest Holmes says, put fire from heaven into it. See what happens when you put the fire from heaven into your affirmation. So today, let's surrender to the truth. Remember, we do not see things as they are. We see things as we are. Your job is to clear your mind so that what you see is the truth. Surrender to your greatness and then see what happens. Have a great day, everyone, and use the blog. It's how I know how you're doing and I know what's going on. Have a beautiful day. See you tomorrow. Namaste.